Hola, Andrea. Hola, Miguelito. Hola, yourself. And hola, Michael. How y'all doing today? Y'all good? Hola, Juana. How are y'all today? Y'all good? All right. This is the last 2 days of summer school. So we got today and tomorrow, and that's it. Um, Most of y'all, I've already turned in y'all grades, so y'all good. Um, y'all should be good. Okay. Your parents can log in if they want to see your final grades. They can log in. Um, some of your parents already know how to check your grades online. You can do that. What's up, Natalie? Um, in like Michaela and who else? I think Michaela, Glennie, and Edwin. I think somebody else. They actually need an actual report card that says promoted, but they can call school for that. All right. Everyone else should be good. Everyone else was not retained. Summer school wasn't required, so you'll be fine. I just gave you guys passing grades. I've already turned in the grades, but I'm gonna still keep teaching you until tomorrow. All right, Michael, you did your homework. All right. Well, what was your homework? All right. I'm asking him what was his homework. Um, I think you got off too soon, Natalie. I think. Michael, do you remember what word I had you look up? I don't think I gave y'all homework. I think the last one I gave y'all was oh yeah, I did. You're right, Michael. I forgot. I told them to look up the Mexican American War. All right. Anyone else besides Michael look up the Mexican American War? I asked for the year that it was over. I asked who won, and I asked what happened after the Mexican American War, like what changes were made. All right. So if you know those, if you know what year it was over, if you know what happened after that, things like that, you can type it in. Whatever you know about the Mexican American War, type it in. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Newbie. Again, if you know who won the Mexican American War, if you know what year, and if you know what happened because of the Mexican American War. So I know some of y'all googling right now. I know some of y'all googling. Okay. So Michael has it was in the 1840s. Michael's right. I don't think any of my kids got laptops, Mr. Newby. I don't think fifth grade got any technology. So unless if they're your kids, then if you're Mr. Newby's kids and you received a laptop, you guys need to turn them in. All right. Uh, Turn them in by 1 p.m. I believe. Is it today and tomorrow, Mr. Newby, or is it just today? Oh, yesterday and today. Okay. So look, so today is going to be the last lesson then. And the reason why today is going to be the last lesson is because Michael has a laptop, and some people have laptops, and you guys need to turn them in. All right. So I don't expect you guys to be on the lesson tomorrow. Uh, Mr. Newbie says the school will be closed from tomorrow on. So you guys have to turn it in today. All right. So today will be the last lesson. Or at least for Michael. If you got to turn your laptop in, that's okay, Michael. All right. I've already given you your grade. All right. I'll do the lesson tomorrow, but I don't expect Michael to be on because he had to turn his laptop in. So that'll be fine. I'll still teach you tomorrow. Okay. I'll still teach you tomorrow. It's just Michael will have to turn his laptop in. That's okay. But Michael, you can look on the phone. If someone has a phone, just go to the YouTube channel. It's the same thing. All right. All righty. Andrea, you're right. All right. So Michael said, oh, Juana is right as well. The America won. The United States won. Michael's right. It was in the 1840s. And Andrea's right. Basically, a lot of land was added to the United States, right? Including Tejas, but y'all call it Texas, all right? Or we call it Texas, all right? But Natalie, your laptop is not from the school. This is from the people who got laptops from the school. Natalie, did you get your laptop from the school? I don't think so. What's up, Antonia? Why you keep changing your name? Every time you come on here, you got a new name. All right. But anyway, the Mexican American War. It was a war between Mexico. It was a war between Mexico and America. It was in the 1840s. And America won, and Texas became part of America. It was Tejas in Mexico. Tejas became Texas in 1845, I think. That's when Texas became a state. All right. So basically, Texas used to be in Mexico. All right. So you say, Mr. Trey, and why does that matter? Well, what's up, Anthony? What's up, Anthony? Um, Tejas used to be a part. Texas used to be a part of Mexico. So you say, oh, why does that matter, Mr. Tran? Because when Donald Trump says, "Go back to your country," well, technically this is Mexico. This used to be Mexico. So it's just funny how when people get in their mind and they think they're better than someone else, they don't even know it. He don't even know his history. Texas used to be a part of Mexico. So I just wanted to give you guys a history lesson. Texas, I believe New Mexico, which is how they got the name New Mexico because they was from Mexico. Texas, New Mexico, parts of Arizona, all of that was part of Mexico. All right, and when the Mexican American War was over, when the Mexican-American War was over, those became states eventually in the United States. All right, so I just wanted to give you guys a history lesson. Okay. All right. Now, thumbs up if you're ready to go. All right, cool. We're ready to go. All right. So today we're going to talk about data analysis. All right. Data is like numbers that you receive, a set of numbers. Data is a set of numbers. So some people say data. Data, same thing. Data or data is just a set of numbers from a certain thing you get. And analysis, the root word in analysis is analyze. So basically, you have to analyze sets of numbers, right? You got to be able to answer questions based on a set of numbers, all right? So the main ways in fifth grade that we analyze data or data analysis was bar graphs, dot plots, and stem and leaf plots, right? Those were the three main ways that we analyze data in fifth grade, all right? So today we're going to look at page 139. All right. I don't think you've done page 139, but I'm not sure. All right. So everybody turn to page 139. All right. All right. So you should be there by now. All right. So number one is a bar graph problem. All right. And I want to remind you when dealing with bar graphs, what steps you have to take first before you answer the question. All right. Step number one when dealing with bar graphs. Step one, paso uno if you speak Spanish. Right? Step one is how much is each line worth? All right. So you ask yourself, what is the value of each line? How much is each line worth? All right. So if you look closely at number one, 0, and then it goes from 0 to 20, then 20 to 40, 40 to 60, then 80, then 100, then 120, which means each line on problem one is worth 20. All right. So step one, how much is each line worth? I know each line is worth 20, which means if the bar stops between two lines, then that's 10 more. All right. So if you look at Amy's bar stops between 80 and 100. And since Amy's bar stops in between 80 and 100, then what's halfway between 20? Well, 10 is halfway between 20. So if you count up 10 more, that means if Amy is between 80 and 100, then Amy's bar stops at 90. All right? So you need to know how much is each line worth just in case the bar stops between some lines. Okay? Now, from there, step two. When dealing with bar graphs, step two is to put the numbers at the end of the bar. Put the numbers at the end of the bars. You say, Mr. Traham, why you want to do that? Why you want to put the numbers at the end of the bar? So when it's time for you to answer the questions, all you have to do is look at the numbers. You ain't got to worry about where does Amy Bar stop at again? What Hannah say? What does Drake say? Nah, put the numbers at the end of the bar first before you even think about answering the questions. That way you can just deal with the regular numbers. And it's a real easy problem. All right. So how much is each line worth? After you figure that out, it'll help you put the numbers at the end of each bar. And step 3 is to solve the problem. Solve the problem. Now, most bar graph problems are adding and subtracting, or adding or subtracting, right? It might be a one-step adding problem or a one-step subtracting problem, or it might be a multi-step problem with adding or subtracting. But almost all bar graph questions, at least in 5th grade, are adding and subtracting, right? So, number 1 says, okay, first of all, how much is each line worth? Well, if each line skips 20, then each line is worth 20. Step 2, put the numbers at the end of each bar. So with your pencil, next to Hannah's bar, I want you to write 180 at the end of Hannah's bar. Amy is between 80 and 90. So, Amy is between 80 and 100, which means Amy is 90. Drake is between 140 and 160, which means Drake is 150. Terrence is between 100 and 120, which means Terrence is 110. Caitlin is between 180 and 200, which means Caitlin is 190. And Joseph is right at 120. All right. So that's step 2. You'll put the numbers on the end of each bar. So if I had this wrote out, I would put the numbers on the end of each bar. All right. Now, step 3, you solve the problem. Well, the question says, the bar graph to the right shows the number of watermelon seeds in a game at the school carnival, right? So each person had a certain number of seeds that were counted for them, right? So if you see the person's names are up and down, and then left and right is the seed count, right? So it says if the final seed count was exactly 650, whose total was not included? All right. So it says the total seed count was 650. Well, total means you put them all together. You combine them all together. So whose total was not included? So put them all together and then compare it to 650 and see whose was not included. All right. So step 1 is to add everyone's seed count together. Step 2 is to subtract 650 from it, and you'll see which one of them must have been taken out and they didn't get counted in that 650. All right. So if Hannah is 180, Hannah's 180, Amy's 90, Drake is 150, Terrence is 110, Caitlin is 190, and Joseph is 120. Now you're saying, Mister, that's a lot of numbers. Well, in my class, I taught you how to add all of them up. All you have to do, make sure they lined up right and under the right place value, and then just go one spot at a time. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, that's 0. 8 plus 9 is 17. 17 plus 5 is 22. Plus 1 is 23. 23 plus 9 is 32. 32 plus 2 is 34. So you put down the 4, carry the 3. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8. All right, so if you add all of them together, it's 840, right? But it says if the final seed count was exactly 650, whose total was not included. So they don't want 840. They want the total to be 650. And so that means you got to take somebody's out. So instead of guessing 840 minus this one, 840 minus this one, 840 minus this one, instead of guessing, we're going to say 840 minus 650 that they want it to be, and it's going to tell you how much is extra, and that extra person is going to be who you need to take out, right? So 840 minus 650. Well, 0 minus 0 is 0. 4 minus 5 you cannot do. So 8 becomes a 7, and this becomes 14. 14 minus 5 is 9. And 7 minus 6 is 1. So you have to take out 190 in order for it to be 650. So that means 190 is this person right here. And whoever's 190 is Caitlin. This 190 is Caitlin, which means the answer is B. All right. Good, Yesel. Good, Andrea. Good. Natalie, if you didn't borrow a laptop from the school, Natalie, if you don't have a laptop from the school, Natalie, you don't have to go to school. You don't have to turn it in. You're only going to school if you borrowed a laptop. You got to turn it back in. All right. Oh, Andrea, I'm wearing contacts. Right. I'm wearing contacts today. I got to let my eyes breathe. All right. Oh, Natalie, you did borrow a laptop. Okay. Well, I'm only going to be on for about 20 more minutes. Then you can go to the school. So if you can wait 20 more minutes, I'll be done. All right. There's only 3 problems. This is number 1. Now we'll do number 2 and number 3, and then we'll be good. All right. Thumbs up if you're good on this one. All right, good. Before I erase, I want you to remember, when you're doing the bar graphs, you got to figure out how much each line is worth. Then put the numbers at the end of the bar, and then just solve the problem. Most likely is adding or subtracting, okay? All right, so that was bar graphs. All right, number 2 is what you call a frequency table. A frequency table. You said, Mr. T, what's a frequency table? Well, you know what a table is. It's how you organize data, right? You draw a line down and you put the category and how much each one is worth, right? So you know what a table is. So frequency is how many times you see something or how many times something happens, right? So if it's high frequency, that means you see it over and over and over. If it's low frequency, that means you don't see it that much. All right. So frequency is how many times something happens. All right. So when you guys were in 1st and 2nd grade, you guys had high frequency words. And they had them little flip cards, and you would look over and over and over at those words to remember them. So when you read, you normally would see those words in the book, and you would know what they are already. Those are high frequency words. I mean, you're gonna see those words a lot of times in the books. All right. So that's what that is. All right. So number 2 is a frequency table. It says the frequency table shows the number of books read over the summer by a group of friends, right? So it's just like a bar graph, except for you got little tally marks instead of bars. But it's the same thing. Except for you don't have intervals, so you don't need to do step 1. You don't need to know how much each line is worth. You know each tally mark is worth 1. All right? And you know that if you have a little dash across, that means 5. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, then dash, that'll be 5. Right? So you don't need to know how much each line is worth. Each line is worth 1. But you do need to do step 2, right? Which will be step 1 on frequency tables. Step 1 on frequency tables is put the number next to the tally marks. All right. You're going to put the number next to the tally marks. Right? That way you can deal with the regular standard numbers instead of the little tally marks, instead of the little slashes. All right. So that means Tim has 6. Michael has 8. Kathy has 12. Ophelia has 3. Aaron, I'm gonna put AA for Aaron. Aaron has 15. And Angela, I'm gonna put AN for Angela. Angela has 11. All right. Now you can deal with the regular numbers. You don't have to deal with the tally marks anymore. All right. Now, the question can easily be solved in step 2. Step 2, solve the question. Solve the question. All right. So, most data questions, just like the frequency table, most of them are adding and subtracting. Right. It's either one step adding, one step subtraction, or it's a multiple step with adding and subtraction. All right. So the question on this one says, all together, which of the following 2 friends read the fewest books? That means the lowest number. All right. So you got 4 answer choices, A, B, C, or D. Right. And you're looking for which one has the lowest amount. All right. So A is Tim and Kathy, TNC. B is Kathy and Aaron, C and AA. C is AA, which is Aaron, and Michael, which is M. And D is Ophelia and Angela. O and AN. All right. Now, you're looking for the one that's the fewest. You're looking for the fewest group. All right. Which means you're going to put those 2 numbers together, and whichever one has the lowest amount. All right. Now, if Tim is 6 and Kathy is 12, then that means Tim and Kathy is 6 plus 12, which is 18. All right, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna write it in blue. Tim is 6, Kathy is 12, so 6 and 12 is 18. All right. Kathy and Aaron. Well, if Kathy is 12 and Aaron is 15, 12 plus 15 is 27. And since we're looking for the fewest, I know B is wrong because that's higher than A. All right. So C says Aaron and Michael. Well, if Aaron is 15 and Michael is 8, then Aaron and Michael is 15 and 8, which is 23. So that one's wrong because 18 so far is the fewest. All right. And if you look at D, D says Ophelia and Angela. Well, Ophelia is 3 and Angela is 11. 3 and 11 is 14, which means A is wrong. The answer is D, Ophelia and Angela, because they are the fewest. All right. Good job, yourself. Any questions about number 2? If you don't have any questions, you can put the circle with the line drawn through it. That's the no question symbol. All right. Remember, with frequency tables are super easy. Instead of using the tally marks, first of all, just put the number next to the tally mark so you can use the real number. Then you just solve the problem. Most of them are adding and subtracting or a combination of both. All right. All right. Number 3 is stem and leaf. Right? Stem and leaf. All right. Now you had stem and leaf in 4th grade, right? I know because I saw some 4th grade problems that had stem and leaf. So you had stem and leaf in 4th grade. What I want you to realize is stem is the bigger place value and leaf is the smaller place value. But stem and leaf is when you put both place value numbers together, right? It's real easy, right? Step 1 in solving a stem and leaf problem is to look at the grid or look at the key. All right. Now, most stem and leaf problems will have a key. It will tell you how to read the stem and leaf problem. It'll look like this. It'll say 7, 2 equals 72. Right? 7, and then you got the line. 2 equals to 72. What that lets you know is this is a whole number stem and leaf. Right? Well, if it has 7, line 2 equals 7 and 2/10, then that means this is a decimal stem and leaf. All right. This is a whole number stem and leaf. This is a decimal stem and leaf because that's 7-2 is 7.2. All right. And another one, if it has 7-2/4 or something like that, then this will be a fraction stem and leaf. These are rare. It's rare that you see a fraction stem and leaf, but it will happen every now and then. Most of them will be either decimal stem and leaf or a whole number stem and leaf. All right. So if you look at number 3 is a whole number stem and leaf. All right. So First thing you need to do is look at the key and determine what type of stem and leaf problem it is. Well, they don't have a key in this one, but if I look at all the numbers, they're all whole numbers in my answer. So it has to be a whole number stem and leaf. All right. So in this problem for number 3, we're working with a whole number stem and leaf. All right. Now, I told you, if you were in my class when we did stem and leaf, I told you the main question in stem and leaf is, what is the difference between the highest and the lowest, right? Or the greatest and the least, right? So when you read a stem and leaf, the first stem at the top is the least, and the last one at the bottom is the greatest, because stem and leaf plots are automatically in order from least to greatest, right? So if you're looking at your stem and leaf plot, the first stem and leaf is 7 and 2. That's the least number. So the least number is 72. The greatest stem and leaf is the greatest stem and the last leaf. So that means 1, 0, 0, which means the greatest number is 100. All right. So the question says, what is the difference between the highest and the lowest? Well, if the highest is 100 and the lowest is 72, and I'm asking what is the difference, that means I want you to compare them, which means I want you to subtract them. All right. And since I want you to subtract, that means that any number with 100 or any number with 72 is wrong, which means C is wrong because C is the lowest, and D is wrong because D is the highest. I want to know the difference between them, which means I want you to subtract them, right? So that means the answer cannot be C or D, right? Now, 100 minus 2 you can't do, so I borrow from that. Well, it ain't nothing to borrow from that. So I turn this 100 into a 0. All right, so now you got to borrow twice, right? But Mr. Traham don't like that way. Too many zeros. I don't like to borrow like that, right? I don't like asking people for stuff, right? So I hate to borrow. So I found another way, right? In my class, I taught you how to do this number talk. In order to get rid of these zeros, like Andrea said, subtract 1. So 100 minus 1 is 99, right? Well, in order to keep the problem equal, I have to do 72 minus 1, and that gives me 71. Now, if I subtract them numbers, I don't have to borrow. So 99 minus 71, well, 9 minus 1 is 8, and 9 minus 7 is 2. The answer is 28. All right. Now, if you're in my class, you already know how to do it. But if you used to doing it the regular way, then we can go back to the regular numbers, 100 minus 72. You would have to go all the way over here. The 1 becomes 0. This 0 becomes 10. And then you borrow from it to make it a 9 and make this one 10. So this is a 9 in the middle, and that's 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. And 9 minus 7 is 2. It's still 28. But this is an easier problem because I have these 9s at the top and I don't got to borrow. Right? So if you're in my class, I taught you this number talk, right? And I'm glad you guys still remember it. Good job, Andrew. All right. So, Number two, number three is 28. Again, with stem and leaf, you got to look at the key. It'll teach you how to read the stem and leaf chart. All right. If it doesn't have a key, then it's automatically whole numbers. Most likely it's whole numbers. Okay. Any questions about stem and leaf? I know, Andrea. I wanted to give you guys. I wanted to give you your journal, but they made me throw it away. I wish I could have gave you your journal, but they made me throw it away. All right. So, Michael and Natalie, if you want to look at the lesson tomorrow, you could probably look on somebody's phone or somebody's tablet. All you got to do is go on YouTube at 11 o'clock and then go to my page, Mr. T Do Numbers, right? And then you'll see it just like you normally see it on your YouTube page, right? Or you can subscribe from whoever phone you on at the time, somebody phone or somebody tablet. Just subscribe and just look at it at 11 o'clock, all right? Yeah. When you go to school, they're gonna give you some stuff like did they give you a backpack and some supplies and all that stuff, Natalie? Yes, Michael. That was question 3. There was only 3 questions on this lesson, Michael. It was only 3 questions. All right. Um. So if you guys need like a backpack or some supplies and stuff, you can go to the school and they'll give you like a backpack with some supplies like they gave Natalie. All right. So Natalie, you turned in your laptop? Okay. So Michael, whenever you turn in your laptop, you can look on somebody's phone or somebody's tablet or whatever. And I'll be on tomorrow at 11 o'clock too. Okay. You guys want homework? Give me a thumb up if you want homework. Michael says no, thank you. Gotta love Michael. Natalie says no, thank you. That's 2 no's. Juana says yes, thumbs up. That's 2. That's 2 versus 1. Natalie says wanna know. What about Yesel and Andrea and Miguelito? All right. So I don't know if you guys noticed this, but on my YouTube channel, I started putting some other videos in there called Money Mondays, right? Money Mondays. I put episode 1 and episode 2, right? So what Money Mondays is I on every Monday I'm gonna put a video on my YouTube channel about money, right? Different things you need to know about money, right? So I put 2 videos in there so far. I put one about a budget and I put one about life insurance. I put it in there Monday. All right. So every Monday, if you're looking at my YouTube channel, every Monday night I'm gonna put a new video up about money. All right, just so y'all know. I'll tell you what. I'll give you one more homework assignment. This is the last homework. All right, one more homework assignment. All right, now I'm gonna ask you, Warner, what do you want the homework to be about? All right, last time y'all did, I think, history and science, right? What do you want this homework to be about, Warner? Warner or Miguelito? Tell me what y'all want homework assignment about. I'm just gonna give you one thing to look up, and y'all look it up. Andrea, while you writing in Spanish, it must be something bad. Right? Y'all want something about reading? All right. Michael says science. Natalie says some cool. Mm, let me see. Juana, you said reading. You like reading like that, one? I didn't even know you like reading, one. All right. I would ask you, do y'all know who Cesar Chavez is? But I know y'all probably don't even know unless y'all watched the movie or you read that passage that Miss Lewis told you told you to read. Come on, say the word. Okay. All right. I'll give you something to look up. It's gonna be about Mexico. How many states are in Mexico? See, y'all used to the United States, right? I want you to ask how many states are in Mexico, right? Or I want you to look up United, since you need a word, look up the United Mexican States. See, most of y'all thought that the United States was just in America. There is a such thing as United Mexican States too. All right. So if you want to know what word to Google, Google United Mexican States. I want you to tell me how many states are in Mexico. Okay. All right, Natalie, since you talking about, come on, Mr. Tringham. Mhm. All right. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 11, okay? Peace. Y'all stay safe, okay? Wear your mask, okay? And don't go outside if you don't have to. And drink water. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow.